I'm Paul Gatling with the Northwest Arkansas Business Journal. Later this month in Springdale, business and policy leaders from throughout the region will gather for the third annual Northwest Arkansas Workforce Summit. And here to talk with me about that today is Bill Rogers from the Springdale Chamber of Commerce. Bill, it's good to see you.
Good to be here.
Just give us an overview, first of all, of the Workforce Summit. Tell me who is involved and who's it for.
You know, this is the third year, as you mentioned, that we've had this, and really twofold purposes. First, we want to raise the awareness of the need for better workforce training. I mean, that's a big part of it. But the second part of this is this event gives business and educators and policy leaders a chance to come together, really the only time and the only place in Arkansas that really this kind of an opportunity exists, to come together to not only learn but to engage in dialogue, because everyone has their own piece of the pie. Educators, they're helping those students learn about the opportunities, but the business community, what they've told us is maybe everyone doesn't have a good idea of what our current needs are. So this event blends all those together, and hopefully at the end of the day we walk out with a large group of business and educators in Northwest Arkansas who are inspired again about the importance of improving workforce training in Northwest Arkansas.
Right. Quantify the growth for me from 2015 until now. You're planning for the third event this year. What's been the reception like?
You know, that first year I think we drew about 300 people. It was a brand new event. It is a regional event. It's not a Springdale Chamber event. Year two we added a student component, which we continue this year. So we'll have on day one, which is a career exploration expo for students. There'll be 500 kids from every school district in Northwest Arkansas will be there. More than 30 businesses will be in an expo type of arena, but it's more of a one-on-one discussion for those students. But then on day two, the conference day, we'll have more than 400 people in the room, educators, as I mentioned, from all those schools, businesses, and policy leaders. In fact, one of our panels will be comprised of members of the recently appointed Legislative Workforce Task Force.
You mentioned the response from the business community. What has been their response in terms of their participation growing the last 2 years, and in terms of what they take away as the big value of this event?
You know, they love it. Mm-hmm. They love it through the lens of they've got a job to do every day, and you have to turn that boat just a little bit and help them recognize the opportunity that it's in front of them. And as each year of this event has gone on, that's an easier explanation to make. They know they have needs, but they've never spent a lot of time spending thought processes. How can we address these needs? And as they've come to see, this event gets them in the same room, often around the same table with teachers who are engaging on a daily basis with their future workforce. How can those two sides come together and tell the story to this emerging workforce that no matter what, whether it's the trades, whether it's construction, whether it's technology, every sector, diesel, we hear so much about diesel technicians, every sector has great needs, and then you layer that with the pressure of the low unemployment we have in our area. It's affecting the business's ability to be profitable because they can't find enough people. And this is just one of the tools that we're putting on the table to try to help improve that situation.
Right. Technology certainly affecting every industry sector that we have. Somebody that you're going to bring in as your keynote speaker, Josh Davies, the CEO of the Center for Work Ethic Development in Denver. What can you tell us about him and his work?
Two different sessions actually on work ethic. You know, you get a group.
It's probably worth two sessions, work ethic development, right?
I know. You get a group of business owners and HR professionals in a room, and yes, they have physical needs, but I mean, they say, well, we can train to that. You know, you get us somebody who will show up to work on time, who has a good work ethic and is easy to get along, is teachable. We can teach them how to fix a widget or whatever it may be. It's a tremendous challenge. Josh will be the keynote. In fact, he's our first speaker of the day. Will come in. His organization, it's all they work on, and they tell us that they have some usable techniques and tools that can be used in the real world. Then, kind of closer to home, Takesha Moncrief, she and her husband, Sydney Moncrief, for those old enough to remember, right, the former Razorback All-America and NBA star, also have an organization that addresses work ethic. So that'll be in the afternoon. Just a chance to provide some additional tools, because there are a lot of tough nuts to crack in the world, but work ethic for this emerging workforce is a huge issue, and it's a tough nut to crack.
Right. Now, work ethic and the Moncrief name, I'm sure that sells itself. I mean, like you say, for those of us who are of a certain age who know who Sidney Moncrief and his family are, in addition to the summit on the 15th, there's a related event the previous day on November 14th that involves high school students. Tell us about that.
You know, and they'll get the chance to hear from Josh as well. So not only with the employers get a chance to hear some tools about the importance of that soft skills, but those 500 kids, after touring the 34, 35 businesses that will be there to tell their story, at lunchtime they'll come together all as one group and hopefully hear from someone other than their parent or their teacher that you know, these soft skills, mama skills we like to call them, really are important. And then if you'll pay attention to those, they open the doors to tremendous opportunity for your career, not just getting a job, but keeping a job and advancing in the job that you do get.
Right. Still time to register, I guess?
Still time to register.
Okay.
It's only a $49 ticket, 9 o'clock until 3 in the afternoon. Lunch is thrown in. We'll be at the Northwest Arkansas Convention Center. Website's available, but they can call the Springdale Chamber. I want to give a shout out to our two lead sponsors, Walmart and the Northwest Arkansas Council. As I mentioned, this is a regional event, and without that regional buy-in, it would not be the success it is.
Right. Okay. Not quite the chicken picking and politicking yet, but it's becoming a big event on the Chamber's calendar every year.
It really is. Chicken peeling and politicking.
Chicken peeling and politicking.
The largest event of its kind in Arkansas. No, I tell you what, we've been very fortunate, and as important as that is in political networking, at the end of the day, this event, if we can make some improvements and some changes and help businesses find better trained employees, we'll all be the better for it.
All right, we'll leave it there with Bill Rogers. He heads up communications and special projects at the Springdale Chamber of Commerce, and one of those projects coming up on November 15th is the 3rd Annual Northwest Arkansas Workforce Summit in Springdale. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
All right, and we thank you for watching. I'm Paul Gatling. We'll see you next time.
Arkansas Electric Cooperative Corporation provides electric energy across 2/3 of Arkansas. This is an exciting time in our energy history, with incredible progress being made in renewable energy and storage technologies. As our energy portfolio continues to diversify, we'll maintain an all-the-above strategy to provide reliable and affordable electricity. Ever since the first light bulbs were placed in our members' homes, the electric cooperatives have been the solutions provider for our members, and we want to continue that well into the future.
Each day, the promise of our nation begins again. Arkansas and America, moving forward. I help make that promise a reality. It's not for everyone, but people everywhere depend on us.
Oh, I love you too, sweetie.
Trucking delivers, or everything stops. And that's what drives me.